What's up, guys? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and baby, let's get into the drama of it all. And we got a few things to talk about, and I need to clear out my phone. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. So let's start off with Real Housewives of New York. So if you're still watching Real Housewives of New York, this is a schedule update. So shouts out to OMFG Reality TV. They posted this on December the 12th, and they said this: RHOBH season 14 and RHONY, which is Real Housewives of New York, season 15 will be going on holiday break starting December the 24th. New episodes will air on January the 7th, 2025. So don't go looking for any new episodes of Real Housewives of New York after next week. So another update for New York is the reunion. They released the seating chart on December the 12th as well. And it goes like this. You have Andy in the middle. On the right hand side, it is Uba, Aaron, Sai, and then Raquel. On the left-hand side, you have Brynn, Jenna Lyons, Jessel, and then Rebecca Minkoff. I'm going to be honest, because I have not tapped into this show since episode 8. I don't really have a huge critique on the seating chart. I think the first chairs make sense because even when I was reviewing the show, Uba and Brynn were always kind of like the topic of conversation. More specifically, Brynn. I am kind of surprised by Jenna being next to Brynn because she honestly hasn't really served a purpose. I probably would have moved maybe Raquel in her spot because we've gotten to know Raquel a lot more this season. And then I think Jessel and Sai are in a good place, and Rebecca should be last. But I think I might check out the reunion. I might go back and watch the episodes. I haven't really made any definitive decision about it. The only thing I've seen about them that kind of piqued my interest was Rebecca calling Brynn a bully, and then Brynn feeling some type of way because she felt like Rebecca was womb shaming her. Don't know the context, but when I saw the clip, I said, girl, why is Brynn crying? But I might check it out. So let's move on. So let's talk about Real Housewives of New Jersey. So congratulations are in order for Miss Melissa Gorga. So Melissa announced this on Tuesday that she now is selling sprinkles. It's called Sprinkles by MG. I was like, okay, congrats to her. Y'all know the infamous sprinkle cookie situation. I don't know why it took her this long. I feel like she should have been to did something like this if this was something she was interested in. Well, people weren't really talking about it until Teresa tweeted out on her Twitter account saying, you're welcome. Because, you know, the whole sprinkle cookie situation happened because Teresa was mad that Melissa brought sprinkle cookies to a family event. And, you know, in their culture, like, you're supposed to make things by scratch. But I just thought it was funny that Teresa was like, you're welcome. Girl, y'all like to beef with each other. Because there was no need for her to say anything. But if you go get Melissa's cookies, let me know how they taste. I'm not really a big fan of sprinkle cookies, but that's just me. All right, y'all. So let's talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. So y'all know the last time I talked about Real Housewives of Atlanta, we talked about Portia and her issue that she has with Drew. So Portia was at Bravo's Fan Fest, and she basically says that Drew lies, like she doesn't really live unfiltered or really in her truth. Well, if you don't know, Marlo and Sanya have a podcast together, and they were talking about what Portia said, and I want to play the clip for you guys. I'm probably going to speed it up because it's pretty lengthy, but I thought it was interesting. And Drew responded to them, and I thought her response was interesting as well. So let me play it.
Tell you, this shit was funny. So Portia says Drew needs to be unfiltered, referencing that she's filtered with lies. So then Drew comes back and says, hello, Pot, I'm Kettle. Do you leave on a lie? Did you leave on a lie? Return it to creating lies because someone could talk about someone. So how do you feel about that? You feel that Portia's telling the truth about Drew being a liar?
Listen, I mean, from the very beginning, I said, I ain't never been around nobody like Drew in my life. I think the thing about Drew is that I don't think she realizes that she's lying. That's what makes her so dangerous, because I feel like when I came on the show, obviously I feel like you are just thrown into the fire. Like, you don't know what to expect. But on some level, the fact that we were brought on as friends, I thought there would be some, like, you know, I could...
Some kind of loyalty.
Like, all right, I'm like, where if I come and tell you something off camera, sis, like, that's what it is.
That's what I tell
After she did me the way she did me the first...
But when I tell you...
After she did me the way she did me the first second episode, I was like, wow. And I'm telling you, like, what's so ironic to me with this Drew situation is that she wanted Portia to come back so bad.
And
she was like, I'll wait till my girl come back. And then Drew, the real Drew, showed up again. So what Portia is saying, I can relate to that because Drew was so hard to work with because you never knew who you were going to get.
So you are saying that she's a liar.
She lies, but she lies to the point where you get so confused. You're like,
am I telling the truth? Did I miss something?
Wait, where are we? Because I felt like 2 minutes ago you said something. So, I mean, that's how anyway.
But so now, one thing I will say on that though, the only part I did agree with Drew on, when she said, hello, pot.
Oh, pot calling kettle black. I agree.
That goddamn Portia lied too.
She be lying?
Oh, she be lying. I don't know about as bad as
so they should be best friends.
So y'all are good together. Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Both some damn schemers and actresses.
She did.
Who needs to be unfiltered?
Yeah.
To me, let me define. To me, unfiltered is like living in your truth, who you are. You know, your authentic self, where you show up everywhere you go. I would say Drew Sidora. And I would love that for her, just because I think it's easier, because you can remember what you say. Sometimes if you say something and it's filtered with something else, you can't remember it.
Filtered with what, Portia?
You know, lies.
So Drew ended up responding to this by saying hating from the sidelines. And this is coming from the RHOA Talk. And they said Drew reacts to Marlo and Sanya's recent comments on their podcast. I agree with what Marlo said. I'm going to just be honest. When Marlo said Portia lies, Drew lies, y'all should be the best of friends, I agree. And then it is kind of crazy from Sanya and Marlo saying that Drew really wanted Portia to come back only for them to be beefing with each other. That's wild to me. But honestly, what Drew said to Portia when she was responding to what Portia said at the Bravo Fan Fest, how she was like, girl, didn't you leave on a lie? And then you had to come back and lie to us because the person you're getting a divorce from wouldn't allow you to speak. Like, hello, pod. But it's just like, I've never believed anything from Drew. To be honest, if you watch any of my Real Housewives reviews when Drew got on there, I think that's when I started reviewing. Like, you know, my YouTube channel came about. I ain't never seen it for Drew. She just always gave me reading from a script. I always felt like she was following some like thrown away Tyler Perry play. And it just never worked for me. So I do agree with Sanya and Marlo when they're like, girl, you be lying. Because I feel like she be lying. So next, let's talk about this Real Housewives of Atlanta Ex-Wives Club. So this was going around on December the 2nd, but the RHOA Talk got a screen grab from Bravos and Cocktails where this really originated from. So it said this: according to a tip to Bravos and Cocktails, it's alleged a new show, The Real Housewives Ex-Wives Club, is in the works with Nene, Sheree, Lisa, Kim, Candy, Eva, and Marlo. Kenya might join, but allegedly has reservations about filming with Marlo and Kim. So this is specifically what was taken from Bravos and Cocktails. So it said this subject, ATL OGs is somewhat true. And it says, spill it to bravosandcocktails.com. It says, I wasn't going to say anything, but the peach is out of the bag, I guess. All this stuff on Nene, Sheree, Lisa, and Kim returning to Peacock is true, but it's not a Campy Lake spinoff. And what they're talking about is that spinoff that had Luann and Sonya like going to like some lakeside resort. It goes on to say this: it is a separate show with Atlanta Ex-Wives. I don't know why the other person who originally posted about it this left out half the names. It is supposed to be Nene, Sheree, Lisa, Kim, plus Candy, Eva, and Marlo. Peacock wants Kenya to sign on, but she allegedly has reservations after everything that went down during season 16, and allegedly Kenya isn't an ex-wife just yet. She also doesn't want to film with Kim or Marlo. I think the show will be called The Real Housewives of Atlanta Ex-Wives Club, but filming will be a lot shorter, and the majority of the series will be a girls' trip with a couple of episodes before and after in Atlanta. Also, filming isn't starting until March time, so don't expect it until 2026. So, would you guys be interested in this? Because I kind of am. I think the only person I would get rid of is Kim. I don't care about Kim. I don't. I feel like they keep throwing Kim at us thinking that we give a damn, and we don't. I know I don't, okay? When I tell you I'm so sick of hopping onto Twitter and somebody is reposting body cam footage of Croy and Kim arguing in their house and calling the police for stupid things, I really wish like a judge would kick one of them out. And I feel like the person that should be kicked out is Kim, because it actually seems like Croy is the main caretaker of the younger kids and an active participant in his children's lives compared to Kim. Like, I really do feel like if somebody doesn't move out that house soon, we gonna be getting news and it's gonna be like a true crime special, or somebody's gonna hurt somebody, because they always look like they're about to like explode. Like, it just feels like a powder keg situation. But I'm interested in the show. I definitely understand if the rumor or like the blind item is true, why Kenya wouldn't join, because technically she's not an ex-wife until Bravo basically says, yeah girl, we giving you the boot and the pink slip. But after seeing Andy's responses to Bravo's Fan Fest and him pretty much being like, you'll see Kenya, and Kenya might show up at the reunion after apologizing on Tamara Hall, I think Kenya will be back for season 17. So I wouldn't jump the gun and try to be a part of this show either if I haven't got the pink slip yet. But I do hope it becomes true, because I would like to see these interactions minus Kim. So next, let's talk about Brandi Glanville. Now, y'all know over here, we've been keeping up with Brandi. I've spoken about her lawsuits against Andy, the network, and production, as well as I've read some of her statements advocating for herself and trying to defend herself against the claims of SA that have been, against her by way of Caroline Manzo, and this whole situation that allegedly happened in Morocco when they were filming Ultimate Girls Trip Ex-Wives Club. I think that had been the second version of Ex-Wives Clubs of Ultimate Girls Trip. So Brandi has also been speaking out about how she's had like a disfigurement to her face. At first, she was saying that it was stress-induced edema. That's what the doctors were telling her. And she was also saying that this was a fault of Bravo. And that's also why she was suing them, because she hasn't been able to make any money doing OF content or filming her podcast because she's been so distraught with how badly her face looks. Well, now she's come out and said that she possibly has parasites in her face. Now, I'm going to play a clip from an interview she did with Bryce Sanders, but I also want to read the tweet that she sent out before playing that clip. So it says this: what happened? I wish I knew. I've been in and out of the hospital this past year, have spent almost every dollar I have trying to figure it out. Some doctors say I have a parasite that jumps around my face, and some say it is stress-induced edema. I personally say it's Bravo.
And everything you can think of. I've been on meds this whole year. I don't socialize. I don't go out. And I'm just spending all of my money on trying to figure out what's wrong with me.
How much money would you say you've spent on this?
Over $70,000.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, my savings are, with not working as well for the past 2 years, I'm stressed.
I'm understandably so. How many times have you been in and out of the hospital or to doctors in this whole ordeal?
I could not tell you. Honestly, I have so many doctors and I've had so many tests, and my labs are like I did lab work for $10,000. I ran every test under the sun, and
no one can give you a specific
Nope.
answer of this is the course of action.
they're like, it could be a parasite that's new.
So who was the person who ultimately led you down the path of this could be a parasite, and that's maybe what we need to explore?
So the infectious disease doctor is friends with all the other doctors he sent me to, and they were the best of the best. So I'm in, they all talked it out. So it's like the meeting of the minds. They all want to figure it out. Extensively.
Yeah.
And extensively.
Yeah, it's both.
But yeah, it's just been frustrating for all of us.
How would you have contracted a parasite?
I mean, we had food sitting out for hours and end, and some of it was meat. And
in Morocco, when you were
in
filming
Morocco,
the
right.
ill-fated girls trip show?
6 months after I got back from Morocco, I started having the speaking thing and the swelling up thing. It started in July, and we're still here trying to figure it out.
Was there any relief in having something new to explore, knowing it's been such a journey, or does it just pile on to?
I mean, I think I'm not getting my hopes up anymore, because even if it's like I said to my friend, this is a horrible thing to say, but even if it's like a tumor, I want to know.
Yeah.
Like, take it out. I want to have just an answer.
Right.
That would be amazing. But
So what does treatment look like moving forward? How do you get a parasite you don't know if it's actually there out of you?
well, the good news is that with the swelling going down, and I can actually see where the thing or whatever it is, it lives.
What does it look like when you see it?
Well, I mean, it's swelling here, and then when I push it here, it's like little tiny bubbles are bursting. I feel like it's or having babies in my face. That's how
My
I
God.
feel. It's like, what's popping in here? And then here,
I heard it when you did it.
yeah, did you hear
Yeah.
it? It's all day long, and it's making so much fluid, my lymph aren't draining.
Oh.
So,
Well, that would explain the up and down, the
Yes.
fluctuation you've had.
but just because I know exactly where this thing lives, and it's insane, but we didn't know that before. So just having the IV antibiotics did help some. I had like 5 days of looking normal, and I wanted to quit because it's $2,000 a week.
Right, and you're like, okay,
I'm like,
something's
okay,
happened.
right. And I did it for 6 weeks, and it's back. Yeah.
So is there a chance you might need surgery to just lift it open and kind of?
So that is part of the interview. I cut it a little bit short because the clip that I thought I recorded where Brandi explains how she hasn't been able to work, and there were 3 shows that she had lined up that got canceled. I can't find it, but I'm just going to read the summary that All True Tea posted, and shouts out to them. This is what was said. Brandi says due to her health condition and the alleged SA allegations against her, she has not been able to work for 2 years. She said she had 3 shows lined up after Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, but they all canceled. She is also fighting her ex-lawyers who dropped her. So what do y'all think? Do you think it is a parasite in her face, or stress-induced edema, or like I saw a lot of people in the comments saying they think it's just the fillers in her face dropping? I don't know. But Brandi has been going through it, and I wonder maybe she could have played this a different way, because Caroline Manzo isn't suing her, she's suing the network for Brandi's behavior and, the environment not being safe. And I wonder if Brandi could have consulted a PR team where they could have taught her or guided her on doing something different, because I do think going after the network and in that situation between her and Andy didn't help at all. And then, her always mentioning Caroline, like I know back during June, which is Pride Month, she said something saying that Caroline needs to come out and all this stuff. It's just like, girl, you're making it worse. I don't know. Like I saw a comment on Blue Sky where someone was like, ever since that man left Brandi, she just can't get right. And I guess they not lying. I low-key think there's something on Brandi. She need a spiritual bath, a priest, an exorcist, something. But hopefully she find out what's in her face. So the last thing I want to talk about is Real Housewives of Miami. So first up, let's talk about Lenny proposing to his mistress again. So he posted this on Wednesday, and it said this: sometimes life gives you a second chance and you realize what truly matters. After everything we've been through, I knew I would never let her go again. Here's to a love that's worth fighting for, stronger than ever, and a future we'll build together. And then he added her. The picture is cringy. When I tell you it's cringy, first of all, you don't even see her face or her reaction. You just see him down on one knee, grinning like the Cheshire Cat, and her just holding his one hand. And then you got one of the people, I guess, at the art gallery they were at, awkwardly standing behind a wall. they are lame to me. I don't even go up for Lisa like that. But I think what's lame to me is just like, who re-proposes? There's no way if I was a man that I would re-propose to a woman that rejected me or made me look like a fool like Catherine did. Because the last time I saw anything about Lenny, and is it Catherine or Katrina? Either way, the mistress. I'm going to just call her that. The last time I saw anything about Lenny and the mistress, she was on social media like boasting about like breaking up with Lenny and having a new boyfriend and kissing all over him. And then you got Lenny now all of a sudden re-proposing. And him saying we're gonna build a future together. Bro, you're gonna be dead and she's probably gonna try to steal all your money away from your kids. On top of that, like the caption just gives a woman that's been waiting 10 years to get married to her boyfriend, and they finally, get engaged, they get married, and then they divorce in 2 years. Because this is just corny and lame to me. I don't understand why he feels the need to marry this girl. I don't see it working out. That's just all I'm gonna say, but let's move on. So it looks like the ladies of Real Housewives of Miami have wrapped for the season. Gertie posted a picture of all of them together. It looks like they were at a holiday party. There's presents and, Christmas trees, and they all have on like very like holiday theme outfits. But Gertie said it's a wrap at pop #RHOM. And I'm excited, like legit, I'm excited for this season. And what really got me excited is a Twitter user by the name of Alex Navarro 7 posted a clip of Julia and Adriana arguing, and you can see Lisa in the back. And if you can't make it out, Adriana is basically telling Julia, I finally see your mask is off and I'm going to start treating you the way that you've been treating me. So let me play the clip for you. So, y'all, I'm ready. I'm so ready for Miami. Oh, I'm so ready for Miami. When I tell you that one clip got me so hyped, and I decided to play the original clip first and then the slowed down version that I did because it helps make out what Adriana was saying. But Adriana basically told Julia, you're toxic. Your mask is finally falling off. I finally see you for who you are, and I'm going to treat you the way that you've been treating me. In the background, you see Alexia and Lisa and a cameraman just watching them argue, very confused. And all of this is happening when they're like at their rap party. Like this is the end of the season, the final time that they're going to all film together before they edit and give it to us. So I definitely feel like Julia and Adriana gonna be at odds when it comes to the reunion, and I can't wait. Okay, like one of my mutuals said, Miami has been consistent for 5 seasons straight since the reboot. The only time they falter is when it comes to the reunion, but we know Adriana is good for a stunt in a show. And I definitely feel like if she truly feels like Julia has betrayed her, she gonna be in her bag. She is going to be so in her bag, and it's going to top the whole letter to Marisol about her liver and anything else that she did at the last reunion. But what I will say is, I expected Julia and Adriana to have issues, but I didn't expect them to fall out in this way. You could definitely tell that Adriana was feeling some type of way that Julia was getting close with Alexia. And I remember talking about this in a spicy corner, or probably of the drama video, where after they came back from New York filming the reunion, Alexia and Adriana got into it. at the airport, and Julia was standing there, and Adriana was like, Julia, this is who you want to be friends with? Someone who doesn't like me, someone who hurts me. And Kiki was trying to get them to calm down and be quiet, because she was like, y'all gonna get us put on a no-fly list. So I thought they were in a better place, especially after seeing that clip that Larsa posted when they were headed to Spain, and it was the three of them in it. It was Julia, Larsa, and Adriana, but I guess not. But I kind of feel like I'm going to be on Adriana's side, which is surprising because I don't see it for Julia or Adriana, to be honest. But based off of what's been going on, you know, the rumblings in the Housewives streets online, it seems like Julia has been on one this entire season. We got confirmation that she threw a drink at Gertie. Gertie let it be known. She even said at the Bravo Fan Fest that Julia was the messiest when she was being interviewed. On top of that, Alexia and Marisol even said that we told Julia she was doing the most and that she went too far. And I'm just kind of like, girl, Julia, is you trying to keep your check? Are you and Martina on hard times? Because why are you acting up like this? Why, girl? But I'm so excited because when I tell you the dynamics have shifted in a way that I didn't expect. You got Julia versus Adriana and Gertie. You got Larsa and Kiki not being cool. And it seems like the new girl Stephanie is in the mix and things seem to be okay with her. But then we got Lisa. We don't know who Lisa gonna piss off this season. We might have a trans woman, Carmen Carrera from RuPaul's Drag Race, on there as a friend of. What else? You got Marisol and Alexia. Alexia still saying that she married to Todd, even though they filing for divorce. I don't know. Girl, it's so much going on. And I'm so ready. When I tell you I'm so ready for this season. Also, Larsa ain't got no man no more. Oh, it's about to be a good season, bro. It is about to be a good, messy season. So yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. And as always, please remember to be bravely authentic. Definitely hop down in the comments below and share your thoughts, as well as give me a thumbs up if you like the video and subscribe if you like the video. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.